So I advocate that you work in categories. And so what that means is ideally you would do like your whole closet at once when you're ready to organize, to declutter your closet. But realistically, I know a lot of us are moms, a lot of you guys work full time. You may not have an hour or two, or I don't know, maybe for some of you 3, to dedicate at one time to go through your whole closet. So if that is the case, then do like a subcategory. So maybe you're going to do all of your tops today, or sorry, tomorrow, and then all of your bottoms the next day, and then maybe like your miscellaneous stuff the next day, and that's fine. But if you're going to do it that way, you want to gather all of the things in that category for that one day. So, if you're super behind on laundry, well, don't start this until you've gotten your laundry clean, because when you are ready to start, you're going to put everything in that category on your bed. All of it. Like, take it out of your closet, leave it on the hangers if you want, take it all out and put it on your bed so that you can see the volume of what you have in one place at one time. Because how many of you guys feel like you start to kind of panic when you maybe start decluttering things and you're like, oh, if I get rid of this, I'm not going to have anything left if I keep getting rid of things. When you put all of your clothes, or if you're going to go by subcategory and you just want to do like all of your tops, if you put all of your tops on the bed at one time, everything out of the laundry, all the things that are just, I don't know, that have gotten all over the house, put it all on your bed at one time. I'm willing to bet it's going to shock you. I know I shocked myself because I always considered myself to have like not that big of a wardrobe, and compared to some people I probably didn't, compared to some people I probably did, but I was still shocked when I put all of my clothes on my bed at one time and just saw the sheer volume of it all. We don't realize when we buy 1 or 2 pieces at a time how that accumulates. So put it all on your bed at one time so that you can see the volume, and that kind of helps you reassure yourself, like, I'm not going to be left naked at the end of this process. Because when you start your sorting process in a day or two, you need to be able to do it all in one go. And what that means is you really, really, really need to try to set aside some time where you're not going to have to stop and go pick up the kids from school, or you're not going to have to stop and run to the grocery store, make it nap time. Maybe you're going to have to do it after the kids go to bed, or maybe wait till your spouse gets home and can take care of the kids for you, so that you are undistracted and that you can really kind of get in this mind frame and go at it without being distracted. Because if you have to leave and go pick up Charlie from daycare or whatever, I'm willing to bet that in the time that you go and then come back and are ready to get started again, you'll have lost your momentum. And your mind's also going to be telling you, maybe we should take that out of the pile. Like, maybe I really do need to keep that. Like, just don't let yourself get into that situation. So, one category on your bed at one time, and you're going to organize it all in one go. So, it might be all of the stuff from your closet. Maybe it's just your tops. You decide. But whatever it is, you're going to do it all at one time. Okay. So, a note on letting things go before you actually get started with that. We humans are funny creatures, and our minds are really good at making all kinds of reasons why we can't get rid of items. And we like our status quo. We are happy staying here. But chances are, if you are watching this video, if you're taking this workshop, then it's time for something to change, or else if you're just organizing clutter, you're still cluttered, right? And, here in 6 months or a year, you're going to be right back where you started, and it's never going to feel like you truly kind of got to the bottom of all this. So I have thought of some of the common reasons that, I originally felt, and that I know a lot of other people feel as well, and kind of giving you my answers or my solutions for those. Alright, so the first reason why we have trouble letting things go is that we spend too much money on it, and we feel really wasteful or guilty to discard it. And I know we have all been there. My answer to that is that, unfortunately, this is just, it has to be a lesson, and it might be an expensive lesson at that. Think about why you bought it in the first place. Did you feel like, buying a more expensive item was perhaps somehow going to make your body look like something that it's really not? There are certain clothing items that can really, really flatter you in your body shape and can make you feel super confident. I know there's some pairs of jeans that might kind of hold you in a little bit better, give you some flattering benefits. But at the end of the day, clothing, I don't think there's really any one piece of clothing that is a miracle worker and that's going to completely transform our bodies. So it's not fair for us to have those expectations. Next time you're tempted to put down a lot of money for an item, think back to this and, is this going to be the same thing as what happened the other time? Am I really going to end up getting my money's worth out of it? And, I'm definitely a huge advocate for buying quality items that last you and that you love. And I don't think there's anything wrong with putting good money into your clothing items. But I don't want you to feel like you have to spend a lot of money on things just because, and that, ultimately you don't want to keep, but you feel guilty getting rid of it, and so you do keep it. I'm going to encourage you to just bless and release those items, okay? And if it helps to soften the blow, there are resale shops where you can get a little bit of money back for that. Maybe find an organization that helps women who need clothes for like job interviews or that type of stuff. There are ways of letting your clothing items go that's not just taking them to Goodwill, that maybe gives you a little bit more peace of mind and helps soften the blow of getting rid of something that you paid too much money for. Next is you might have a happy memory attached to an item. And my solution to that is, if you have such a happy memory, or maybe it's just memory in general, attached to an item, my guess is that in this day and age, you probably have a picture of that event or that time, right? You already have a picture of that. So in that case, if you're never going to wear this item again, maybe it's super out of style, or, it's that dress that you wore back in college and it's a size 2, and gosh darn it, like, you're just never going to be a size 2 again. And that's okay. But there's no sense in hanging on to a formal dress that you're never going to wear again, or that you're never going to fit into again, just because of the happy memory. My suggestion is to let that item go and know that that dress or the item or whatever it is, it can give another woman the same joy in a time that she needs it. And for me, I would so much rather an item go to someone else and give them the same joy, or help her have that same happy memory that I do, rather than it just hanging in my closet collecting dust. So let's see. If you don't have a picture of that time and say that the item still fits you, well, gosh, put it on and have someone snap a picture of you, and relive that memory and feel the happiness, but let the item go. It would serve you so much better now to let it help someone else be happy, and then give you that closet space back for items that you will wear on a regular basis. Next, we worry about needing it again. So the solution to that is, the answer is going to be different for every person and every family. I like to consider how difficult will it be for me. Well, first, what is the actual reality that I'm ever going to need that item again? And then 2, if I were to need it, how difficult and how much money is it going to cost me to replace that? So, for example, I used to be a teacher, and I would wear dress pants most days to work. And now that I'm a stay-at-home mom, for a year or 2, I held on to all my dress pants, but I haven't worn them since I stopped teaching. So the reality of me needing another pair of dress pants, dress pants, like a pair of black slacks, I would consider that kind of a closet staple, because you never know when you're going to have an event where you need a pair of black pants. So black pants though, like you can go to Target, even Walmart, and get a relatively cheap pair. However, in my personal situation, I'm 5'1". I cannot go to any store and buy a pair of black slacks off the rack and just wear them, even the petites, because I'm too short and they will drag on the ground. So in my case, I kept one pair of black pants, just because if I were to need them, it would cost me a lot of time and effort to go to the store and find a pair of black pants and then hem them. And, apply that to your own situation, and make the decision based off of kind of the reality of the thing and not just kind of your worry about, well, what if, because sometimes our what ifs get the best of us and then we end up keeping a whole bunch of clutter that we don't actually need. So next, let's see. Oh, this is a good one. So maybe we bought an item because it fits our ideal life and not our actual life. So a good example I could give you for this is, I think most women turn to Pinterest to look up outfit ideas and inspiration, and just kind of to figure out like what's in style and that kind of thing. And if you look at my style board, I have lots of images of women wearing these beautiful like A-line skirts or soft skirts with button-down blouses and string of pearls, and I love that classic style. It's super feminine and soft, and I love that. However, I have a 3.5-year-old and an almost 9-month-old, and that just doesn't fit my lifestyle right now. That's kind of like my ideal lifestyle, but not my actual life right now. It would not be practical for me to be running around in skirts right now while I'm trying to get my toddler back in the cart and stop my baby from sticking his fingers in sockets. Like that just doesn't work for me in this stage of life. So, when I look at my closet, I see that I've bought some items like that I bought because I love them. I really do. I love them and I want to wear them. But I found that I wear them, maybe once or twice, and then they just hang in my closet because it just doesn't fit my lifestyle right now. And my solution to that is recognize that fact that, this is not the stage of life, or this is just not my lifestyle. And it's okay. It's okay to kind of have dreams of like what you would wear or what you would look like in your ideal life, but then also recognizing your reality and letting those items go that don't fit your current lifestyle. And maybe someday they will, but at that time, styles will probably have changed. Your style personally may have changed, and that's kind of one of those bridges that you can cross when you get to that point. All right, next on my list of reasons that we have trouble letting things go is that it doesn't fit right now, but we're hoping that it will someday or soon. And my solution to that is, first of all, be honest with yourself. Have you changed your eating habits? Are you working out? Are you moving towards fitting into those items again? Or are you just hanging on to them because you feel like you have to or that you should? And guys, like, you're beautiful just the way you are, and you don't need to lose weight to be beautiful. You're worthy in the size that you are, and I think it's good to be honest with ourselves. And you know what, like, most of us are never going to be back down to the size we were in high school or college, and that's okay. Those like our princess years, and we are queens now. We are mature and wiser than we were, and we're be happy with your queen weight, is what I would say. However, if you are set on keeping some items, consider, are they only 1 or 2 sizes too small? If they're more than that, keep in mind that if you were to lose that much weight, styles may have changed by that point. But also, if you lose that much weight, chances are your body, like the way your body looks in those clothes, may be different than how it was when it originally fit. And also consider if, when those items did fit, how did you feel when you wore those items? Did they did you feel confident and alive in those? Were those items that you were reaching for over and over and over again? Or were they just the items that like you had because they were filler pieces and you felt like you needed a closet full of clothes, so just in case, you know? And if those items were not pieces that you reached for over and over again, then let them go, because when you do lose the weight, you're probably going to want to reward yourself with some new items, and there's no sense in storing or keeping clothes that when they do fit again, they're not going to spark joy for you. So pick one container. You get to pick the size, but just one. I like those space bags that you can squeeze the air out of and compress stuff to a really small size. So pick one container, and that is your limit. You're going to go through those clothes that are too small, and you're going to apply the same thought process to them as you are with the clothes that currently fit you. All right, so I realize that the process of letting items go can be really emotional and painful and difficult, and I want to encourage you that it's worth it. When you get to the end of this, and hopefully when you walk into your closet, you're going to see a closet full of things that fit you, that flatter you, and that just make you feel good about yourself, and that is the goal. So as you're sorting these things, keep that in mind. Have that image in mind when you're trying to decide, all right, is this going to stay or is this going to go? Does this spark joy? Not so much. Kind of have that end goal in mind. Okay, if I put this back in my closet, when I walk in there next week, am I going to be happy to see it? Or is it going to still kind of feel like, oh, I have nothing to wear? Because if that's the case with a particular item, then it doesn't belong in your closet anymore. It is time to let it go. So, let's see. That's all of day one. The next step is going to be the sorting process. So even if you can't do it starting tomorrow, just, get a plan in your head of when am I going to have some time, be able to set aside some time to sort, because it's probably going to take you over an hour to do. If you need to break that up into subcategories, like all your tops, all your bottoms, then do that. But make a plan so that you know how it's going to work. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you are able to watch my next video.